Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing? Oh my goodness, this is Wanda. Look, I haven't. I started to get. I'm ready for work. Having a good day thus far for it to be a Tuesday. I come outside with the dog. Now they did say we were gonna have maybe some rain or something last night, and my husband kept hearing, thought he was hearing thunder or something like that, and I got something. I'm gonna flip this around and show y'all. This my pear tree, y'all. This my Kiefer pear tree. It is knocked over. The dog can't knock this over. This is, trust me. So now having, I hope I ain't lose no plums. That's all I'm worried about. But I'm trying to figure out what could have possibly knocked it over. I'm gonna move it. Um, yeah, facing the opposite direction towards the compost bin. Hold on. Yeah. So, how was y'all's day yesterday? I hope it was glorious for it to have been the start work week of a lot of people. Of gratefully, thankfully, I was off yesterday, and I had the chance to help someone get some seeds started. She wants to grow her own garden, but she doesn't know how she wants it, like in ground pots, grow bags, things like that. So, I'm gonna when yesterday what I did was, like I said, I've been gardening now for about 7 or 8 years. So what I did, I grabbed, starting Sunday really, I grabbed pots I wasn't using in my backyard. I grabbed my sifter. I grabbed soil, uh, the starting mix, the seed starting mix. I gave her a bag of soil, which I sifted. Um, what else? Man, I mean, I had the marker, I had the labels. I'm gonna tell you what I use for labels, and I got this from You by You, because I never thought about it. Sometimes I use popsicle sticks to label my plants, but I went through the kitchen. You know how sometimes you get those plastic utensils from restaurants and things like that, like in the napkin, in the already wrapped in plastic. So what I did was I went to the drawer, scrounging, literally scrounging. Instead of foraging for food out here in my garden, I was out here in the yard and in the house foraging for gardening supplies to gather for her. So I got the white spoons and a permanent marker. Um, I had some seeds. I saw she had some seeds, but she didn't have everything. She did not have everything that she wanted to grow. So I took that all over to her house, and for a couple of hours yesterday, I talked with her about gardening. And while I was sitting there sifting some soil, we talked about some things and like knowing terminology. But I told her in time that she'll get to know it and know what it actually means. So we dropped seeds in those little 4 cell black things that you get, like when you buy starter plants. I had those for her. Didn't have enough, so I started using the small pots that you may buy a little plenty in, by like just a little quart size pot. So trust me, as I was sifting soil, we were filling pots, and we dropped seeds, and we labeled them and put them on her table. Um, I guess it did not rain last night, thankfully, but I do think the wind may have gotten up a little high. Um, and um, so um, I was happy that we got that done because I mean, I didn't think it would take long, but I'm not gonna say it took long. It didn't. It took a couple hours because we sat there and talked about gardening, and like I was explaining some things to her. We were trying to find a spot in the backyard that would be like the ideal gardening spot for her. I think for right now, since she is a beginning gardener, we're gonna choose some 5 gallon. I'm gonna flip you around. I'm gonna let you see. Um, I'm just gonna show you this right here. Okay, Dollar Tree has these. These are equivalent to a 5 gallon pot, y'all. I was so shocked when I saw them in Dollar Tree. That's not the exact one I got from Dollar Tree. I put one of the gooseberry plants in one of the Dollar Tree planters, and what I did yesterday, I have a 5 gallon bucket back here, and I kind of measured it in a sense. I looked at the measurements and everything, and I'm like, you know what? Walmart. I looked online. Walmart has them for like those self watering containers. Walmart got them for almost $10. So um, I'm gonna buy her some of those and some soil because right now Walmart has the Expert Gardener 2 cubic feet for $4.97. Um, Not the one that's $9.97. This one is $4.97, and that is a great deal, y'all. That is a great buy. 2 cubic feet for $4.97. That is, and I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't too happy to be sitting there sifting some soil, but I showed her. I said, run your hand through the soil that I'm sifting. I said, what? And I asked her, I said, what does it feel like? She said, soft. I said, yes. I said, the soil basically does have everything that it needs to get the seed started. And I said, look at all of this right here that's not going through the sifter. She was like, yeah, all those wood chips and things like that. And exactly, or the mulch. And so I told her, I said, you still can throw this back into your garden in a way. But I'm gonna tell you something. Out of that 2 cubic foot bag that I sifted yesterday, I got half and half. I'm not. I would kid you not. I got half and half. Half wood chunks and things like that, and half soil. So that's all I was able to get. So we're gonna have to get some more bags today. I she's not she I think she only has a few more things that she needs to or wants to drop. Aside from I know she want to do some sunflowers. We're gonna do those probably in ground, or either she can do it in a pot with something else that she's growing, because she said she does want to see them, um see some sunflowers in her garden back there. So yeah. But like I said, I went on a hunt in my backyard and in my house for seeds and everything else pertaining to gardening, um to not have to buy anything to get started. Of course, yeah, she bought some seeds that she of some things that she wanted to grow, which was fine, and we planted that. And so um I told her we don't have to. We could do everything in pots. I have a put like this. I'm gonna flip you around to this one. This is one of my pots that I had bought for my blueberry plant. And this, okay, put like that. I'm gonna take that over there. We're gonna drop some soil. And yesterday, she gonna use this for her greens. She's gonna use this container for her greens. So cause what we did also yesterday, um, I we went to our local nursery here, and she walked around and she was amazed by everything that was there. She did make some purchases, um, and we got some Georgia collard seeds. So, like I said, we were trying to find the perfect spot in her backyard that was not too sunny, not too shady, but exactly just right for growing things. And I told her, I said, well, you really can get some collards in the summer. I said, it's a brassica. It's a winter crop, or a cool season crop. I said, but right up under this tree right here, that could be the ideal spot to grow your greens. And when I say shaded, I do mean it was very much shaded. Yesterday was a lovely day. I was able to sit outside. The sun was out, but I was able to sit outside, no problem. It was great. And so today, the weather for this week is, it is supposed to be windy, and we're supposed to be getting some rain later on this week. It is a low percentage of rain here where I live. So, but that's the gist of that. So we are going to continue to drop seeds today. But another idea I had thought about while last night, or even look, it was in my sleep. Either tilling up a either me tilling up or getting her son to till up a 6x3 bed, a 6 foot by 3 foot bed, tilling it up for her. So she can drop her greens, because I told her she can drop her greens in a long row. She loves collards, but if she wants all the three, the turnips and the mustards, she can do that. So and they will grow just fine. They will. So that was another idea I was thinking about. And I was trying to get out of her. I said, "Do you want to be?" I said, your tomatoes and your beans and your cucumbers and things like that. I said, those are going to be trellised up. So therefore you can take care of that standing up. I said, but when it comes to your in-ground, well, like your greens and things like that, I said, you're going to be bending over per se, pinching them, to harvest your crops and things like that if it's in ground. So I was trying to get her to tell me how does she want her garden, the layout. I was shooting her pictures from Pinterest and from YouTube and things like that, and she was replying back. But I think for right now, the best thing for her will be, I'm going to be honest, will be containers. It's going to be containers. So, because since she is new to gardening, I don't want to overwhelm her. It is her garden. And that's one thing, I didn't want to go in and take control over her garden. So I want her to tell me what she wants, where she wants things and like that, because she's a very, she's not an OCD person, but she's very neat and organized, with everything in her house. So, I trust me, yesterday as we were gardening and I was done with the seed starting mix bag and everything else, trust me, she was not saying I was putting it in a box. And she was throwing it away as we were going. So, I think she's going to do well with it. It's going to give her something to do as well as provide food for her and her family. So we shall see how everything is going. And I told her that, I started the snail roll method. And I told her I got some action going, and I'm going to show y'all. And I said, I'm going to share my seedlings with you. I said, because I have a lot. I dropped a lot of seeds. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, look, I hope you all have a blessed and glorious day today. Remember to smile and to pay somebody a compliment and mean it from the bottom of your heart. Okay? Look, remember somebody's love you. Y'all be blessed. Talk to you later.